Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a get ready with me video showing how I get ready every day makeup wise, and I'm going to show you all the drugstore products that I use to get this look right here. So if you're interested, keep watching. Let's get started. Okay, so I just got out of the shower and I do my makeup every day after I get out of the shower. Because my face and skin and hair is really oily, so I have to shower pretty much every day. And I do not moisturize my face because since it's so oily, if I do that, my makeup doesn't sit on my face very well. And I also don't really use a primer because I never have, and my makeup stays on all day, so until I see the need to use a primer, I'm not going to. So sometimes I use concealer when I have a lot of redness from acne scarring on my face, but right now it doesn't look too bad. And this foundation, the Stay Matte Rimmel foundation, is very thick, so I don't really need it. It's a liquid mousse foundation, so I'm going to start with that, and I'm going to cover my entire face with it. It's in 200 Soft Beige is the color. And it's very, very, very thick, as you can tell. Can you tell that? Yeah, so I'm just gonna put that everywhere. I even put it on my eyes because I don't use an eye primer, and I found that this kind of does the job of an eye primer. Okay, so as you can see, I covered my face with this foundation, and it's thick enough that I only had to really do one coat on my entire face for it to look good. And it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but I use bronzer on my entire face, so you'll see at the end it looks fine. It won't look this bad. And I use my fingers to apply because this is a mousse, and I don't have any really good brushes that apply this the way that I like, and I found that my fingers get it the way I like it on my face, so yeah. Okay, so the next step is to cover my entire face with this Covergirl Clean Matte pressed powder, and this is for oil control, which is why I use it. No matter what foundation I use, I end up having to cover my face in powder because my face is so oily. And I found that this is really my favorite drugstore powder because it doesn't feel heavy, it feels really light, and you really only need a little bit to make it feel really dry. So I'm wearing this in 525 Buff Beige, and here's what it looks like. It comes with this little poof pad right here that sometimes I have to replace because since my skin is so oily, it makes the pad get kind of gross feeling. So yeah, I'm just gonna apply that on my entire face where I put the foundation. actually a foundation brush from something, but it works out for me just fine. I haven't gotten contour brushes yet, so if you're wondering what brush I'm using, it's just this random foundation brush. Okay, so as you can see, I just put on that bronzer all over my face, and it didn't really darken my face a whole lot. It just kind of gives it more like a natural, not so dry look after I put on all of the pressed powder products. And so I used that to blend in my contour and also just to give my face a little bit of color and a little bit of a dewy look. Okay, so next I'm going to be applying blush, and right now I have Covergirl Cheekers. And I have that in the color, it doesn't even say, Rock and Rose. I don't particularly like this blush, and I especially don't like the little applicator that it came with. I've never used this, or at least I tried to use it once, and it's just terrible. So if you have any suggestions for cheap drugstore or cheaper high-end blushes that you really like, let me know, because I am in the market for a new blush. So I'm going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks. Okay, and for that I use an Andre Laurent blush brush. I really like this brush. It's very soft. It's actually like one of the actual higher end brushes I own. Okay, next I'm going to be applying some eyebrow pencil. Just, my eyebrows are pretty well shaped, so I only really need to apply it to this inner part right here that doesn't really have any hair or dimension. So I'm going to be applying that. And this is by Rimmel. It goes on really well. The one thing I've noticed though is that throughout the day when my face gets kind of oily, it can slip and slide around on my eyebrow where there's no hair. But once the wax kind of clings to the hair, it's there all day, and I can still see it on my washcloth in the shower in the morning after I've worn it for a full day. Okay, so that's all for my face, and now I'm going to be moving on to my eyes. The eyeshadow palette that I use for my eyes almost every day is the Naked 2 palette by Urban Decay. And you can kind of tell on here which ones I use pretty often. But I'm going to be putting Half Baked on my lid, and then I'm putting Tease in my crease, and then I'm going to be putting Snake Bite on my upper and outer lid to give a smoky eye effect. And I'm using the brush that Naked included, or Urban Decay included in the Naked 2 palette. So first I am going to put this Half Baked on my eyelid using this side of the tip of the brush. Next, I'm going to use the other side of the brush to apply Tease to the crease of both of my eyes. Alright, next I'm going to be applying Snake Bite to my outer corner right here using the eyeshadow applicator side of the brush. Okay, next, using my finger, I'm going to be applying Foxy, this, first color here, right under my eyebrows to highlight my eyebrows. Okay, finally for the Naked palette, I'm going to be applying Booty Call, this color, to my inner eye. Okay, my next step is going to be applying eyeliner to my eye, and I always do a cat eye every day. And the eyeliner I'm using is Maybelline Line Stiletto Ultimate Precision Liquid Liner. And the color is brownish black. Okay, my last step for this video is going to be applying mascara, and I'm using Maybelline, the Colossal Volume Express. And I personally do not like this mascara at all. So if you have any suggestions for drugstore or cheaper high-end mascaras that you really like, leave a comment below. But I'm going to be applying this to my upper and lower lashes. Okay, and that's it for my daily makeup routine. Sometimes I put lipstick on, but today I like the way that they look. I actually, before this video, exfoliated and moisturized them using the Lush Mint Juleps lip scrub, and usually it brings enough color to my lips, so I don't really need lipstick, but I do throw some on if I'm going out. I'm going to link all of the products that I used in this video below, and if you liked this video and would like to see more of what I have to show you, subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.